So of course the sun decided to rear its head today, not yesterday when I wanted to film a skulls video. Morning. It's 8:46. Been watching some YouTube video. The coastline paradox. Had to watch later. Anyways, I'm just adding stuff to watch later. Kind of fell down a little hole on YouTube. My watch later, or my recent, is very big. And then I got into something on Facebook. That's just a fact of life these days. I got into something on Facebook. It was like, you know, a daily occurrence to me. I usually just don't talk about them. This one involves 7 paragraphs. Like actual paragraphs, not that weird paragraph where it's like one line. I had definitively like 6 lines and like, you know, each paragraph was like 8 lines. It was like a 50-line comment. Something like that. It was huge. I'm not going to go over it because I try to avoid politicality. That. And yeah, you could probably go back and pause the video and zoom in and figure out what I read. And sit there and read. You know, congratulations for those of you who just paused the video, went back and actually read it. Because I export good enough that you can see that. But, you know, because there was one guy, last week, Friday video I think, I brought up a Brazilian meme, and I can't read Portuguese, and I will admit it. The longer comments, or the longer posts, I can barely read in German. But I kind of get them. Sometimes I have to look up the longer words, which sometimes are just very simple words. Hey, German. But I looked at that and I was like, is it a funny meme? Because I know that UK Gridiron Memes has a lot of funny memes, but what it was alignment empowerment meme. I mean, not all memes are funny. In fact, an image, I mean, that's just a motivational poster. Then there's also demotivational posters, and then there's an image macro, which is basically just words over a picture. All of those now are just memes, because that's where our society has moved to. They had original names for themselves, but Silas just posted another video. I posted the link in yesterday's video to his playlist that he's been putting in, so you guys were able to watch that and whatnot. Because I was like going through the post-production, I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to like put in just the one video I was talking about. He's put them all into a playlist, and I was like, thanks. So I highlighted the playlist, and you can go up to yesterday's video. There's a card. To me it's yesterday's, to you guys it's 3 days ago, March 2nd. For you guys it is currently March 5th. At least the people that are watching this as it goes live, it's the evening of March 5th. Notification squad. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that was a burger that went straight back. I need to go figure it. Okay, well, I'm swinging by Freddy's so I can get some coconut water. And all the squares are parking over here in Freddy's because there's something going on over at the athletic center. And they think this is just a valid parking lot because they come from out of freaking nowhere and think they can do whatever the hell they want. And since it's the first Saturday of the month, we have a lot of old people in here taking care of their monthly shopping or something like that. Because they just got their checks and stuff, and it sucks because this is really, really, really packed. And I'm just like, I just need coconut water, that's it. Alright, so I'm on the freeway, it's 11:28 now. So got the cruise control set right now to 70, but what you get for driving in a city, doing 66, 65, and heading up to Horseshoe Lake Park. Got my pads, the helmet, backpack's back there. I made sure that the mouth guard's in there, gloves, cleats are in the back. I mean, I'm good to go. Got my coconut water. Freddy's was not nearly as full, but again, there was just a lot of old people in there doing their shopping, and they were like, they lean all over, and I don't know. But the parking lot was just absolutely full because I would see people get out of their cars and walk right over the athletic center. I'm like, this is a grocery lot parking. There's a grocery parking lot. But they don't care. They need parking. They need to go see their special little kids do swimming. There's something. It's basketball or volleyball. Every once in a while that athletic centers gets so packed. Oh, we're slowing down. 50, 45, 40. At least the car's smart. Yeah, my foot's over here. This is like the weirdest thing. But I'll let you guys go and see you up at the park. All right, it's the park again. Use the bathroom. Practice is at 12:30 and I'm here at, should pull up my phone again. Look at the time, 12:08. I got here 7 minutes before when Google said I would. Man, I raced Google and I won. Take that, Google. I'm gonna go walk around, get some warm-up stuff, just warm my legs up from sitting in the car. Put the camera back in and get going. Holy crap, forgot about you guys. It is 4:34 and I am just now crossing into Oregon. Well, I'm getting on the I-5 bridge. So my gallstones acted up during practice. That sucked. I was not quite writhing in pain. I'm definitely feeling a little bit in the throat that qualifies as nausea, but it's sort of like when you have a sore throat and you feel that little like pressure and you just want to keep swallowing. Anyways, that's getting gross. So we did do hard pass drill, we did do routes, and then as shaking my body kind of agitated some things. Reinforced I need to go in for that surgery as soon as possible. Told head coach that I was going for the surgery. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun vlog.
GPS signal lost.
Oh, hush. It's because the screen's not on and the phone went to sleep. You're back online. Says I'll get home in 22 minutes, something like that. Anyways, I mainly stood around like afterwards because it was like 1:50 and I know that like Gunner left shortly thereafter and then it kind of things dissolved. We didn't have many guys at practice today though. I don't know why. It's ridiculously sunny. So sunny. And all that jazz. So we've just got tons of, but we talked mainly about defensive stuff because we've been running so much offense. Like, you know, the only real things we've gone over on defense is 11, 22, all that jazz. And that's fine. I mean, coverages are just like cover 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, all that jazz. DB coverages are easy. We got to get what's going on with the box. And we've been doing so much DB stuff without a line that it's kind of hard to step in, be a linebacker, when you got like a couple people dance around inside a box, when you only have like 30, only when you have 30 guys there. When you have 13 guys that show up, it's like, can't really work an entire defense against an offense because you've got, 2 people to work offense and an entire defense. This is the semi-pro life. So we talked after, and Jerry seems to think of me as a nickel corner. And I'm like, I'm an outside. They're very close into what they do. It's just the nickel corner runs runs deeper routes at times. I'll end up getting a hater on one of the videos. Sunny practice. So Aaron and I are gonna watch Black Panther. He's checking up on times to go see it. We're gonna go swing by, perhaps.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 302B for I-405 West, US. 30 west toward Beaverton, St. Helens.
Are you done? Yeah, I'll just ride this for a while. Now it's gonna take me longer to get home. because I've got 2 semis in front of this U-Haul hauling a car. Fun, fun! All right, came home, got Aaron. We drove down to Cinetopia, bought our tickets with the free stuff we got from Kathy, and then now we're at Cracker Barrel to get food, because the movie's not for like 3 hours, but we got good seats. They're free seats.
Which are the best seats?
The best seats. And now we're gonna go attempt to Cracker Barrel. I'm on like 3 Advil right now, so just in case it does happen to spike up, it's not terribly bad. But I didn't want to drive on Vicodin. I knew Aaron wasn't gonna let me drive on Vicodin.
No.
So, yeah.
And I didn't want to drive.
That too.
Ooh.
Holy cripe. The moment we walked in, it was like, this smells like bacon and pastels. I posted on Facebook. Matt and Josh have already seen it. Most people will rather see it probably later tonight when they finally get to their Facebooks, but yeah. The food was
unimpressive.
Yeah. There was nothing, damn it, my brain is like, insbesondere. There's nothing insbesondere about it. There's nothing individual. There's nothing particular about it. There's nothing special.
Yeah.
I had pancakes. They taste like pancakes. I had with apples on it. It had apples. It was like the inside of an apple pie. I had biscuits. They taste like biscuits. The bacon tastes like bacon. There wasn't anything
special.
And he had chicken and rice?
It was chicken and it was rice.
And didn't you have mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
I'm taking a while. I guess they were mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes usually have more flavor than that.
Okay then. So now that we've got an hour and 45 minutes until Black Panther, because when we went and got everything, when we went and got the tickets, like all the movies were starting for that block.
Yeah. Everything needed more salt.
Yeah.
Like, was your bacon salty?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, it was also extra crispy. Extra crispy always.
Yeah.
I would. Okay. Was the bacon salty? I wouldn't have put salt on it. Which doesn't say much because people are like, well, what if you don't like salt? I drank soy sauce. I almost said soy juice. Which is really just soy milk.
Which you wouldn't drink.
Which I wouldn't drink. But I've drank soy sauce out of the bottle. I drink Worcestershire sauce out of the bottle. Like, we get the little packets from the Chinese restaurant. Sometimes I have no problem with salt. And my bacon didn't need it. That doesn't mean anything. I prefer peppered bacon, but it's kind of hard to get real bacon that's peppered because the pepper burns off. Even because if you put like actual like peppercorns, crushed up peppercorns on there, then you then fry it, it then like bakes it off. And it doesn't get much of a pepper flavor. That's why I always choose pepper jerky. You like the teriyaki jerky, which is fine. That's that. I should probably just run by the house.
Yeah. I mean, we've got so much time.
Yeah. That's at 9:15, and at that time of night, it's going to take no time to get down there.
Yeah.
I got to go home and I got to figure out my jersey size. Because the other guys need to know, because nobody who was there today like wore last year's jerseys but me, and I couldn't remember what size my jersey was. I thought it was a large, but then I realized maybe I went medium large for my pants, large, and I was like, man, I feel fat because I wanted to be on a medium, but it was like, so I put on a large, and it was like, oh, okay, man. Willie's in a medium, but he's also real thin.
Yeah.
He may have had small pants.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. See, this is because that's what it was on. I thought the car was off earlier when I called you. So, because I'm usually on this screen, which would have told me, but the other one looked so dark because I hadn't put it into drive.
Yeah.
I called him after practice, so I wanted to get on the road because I was late, and I turned the car off while I was calling him on the Bluetooth, and then it went to the phone, and I had to turn the car on and wait, great, the car's going to pick it up.
And then I wasn't talking because he was talking. And he couldn't figure out whether it was on.
Like, is it on the phone? Is it on the car? Is it on the phone? Is it on the car? I don't know. Thank you. There we go. I just need you to talk. And I was like, shit. Stop asking him a question, because he's not going to answer until you stop asking the question, regardless whether it's a cyclic question.
I enjoyed the movie. It is really weird for me especially, because I'm a white male, to say that a movie wasn't for me. And it really kind of felt like I was not the intended audience of this movie. So, I get it now.
Huh. I was sitting there the entire time trying to figure out what that is.
I don't know what it was. The movie it didn't feel like it was designed for me. Like, I wasn't the target audience. And I guess it was just kind of a dissonance throughout the entire movie.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to, and I've heard other people say the same thing, and and I've heard the reverse, and I don't get what people are talking about with that. It's a movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know how to describe it.
I mean, I thought to myself, like, midway through, and I'm just like, it's never bothered me seeing black characters. It's never bothered me seeing a majority of black characters. They're characters, and they have a story to be said.
And it didn't bother me. I was just aware, probably because I've absorbed so much social media, I was aware that it wasn't made for me.
I've never thought of a movie as made for anyone. There are movies, the person is making it for the sake of making it. I mean, sometimes a sequel is made for the fans, sometimes the reboots are made for the nostalgia. Millennials, I get that, but those are like really crappy versions.
Yeah.
Like, they're bad. And even all the people that are complaining, like Star Trek Discovery, oh, this really wasn't made for Star Trek fans.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yes, it was. I don't know.
But, yeah,
Star Trek Online's made for Star Trek fans.
Getting back to the movie, I've never walked away from a movie feeling this way. And I think that's probably a good thing that this movie makes people feel this way.
Yeah.
Because
I recognize that it's a good thing that people feel that way. I'm just still sort of like, I don't get it. And it probably for the general bulk of people is just gonna be like, well, you're just insensitive. No. I just don't understand it. Probably because I've never actually seen a movie with someone that I can identify with.
Yeah.
Because I've never identified with necessarily a race, per se. I mean, they're like, white. Yep. Yeah, white. But I don't identify with white. I don't know what white is.
Yeah.
I don't identify with it. It's not a cultural thing. I'm adopted. I don't have a family lineage of white. My skin is white. You can trace your roots.
Yeah.
I can't. So I start with me and I go with the world. And there isn't... The adage goes, just like the intro of this thing, there is no YouTube channel like this. There is no person like me. I cannot... There's nothing.
No.
And it's just... I feel like I'm crooked. But that van is crooked. Sorry, I've been looking, I'm like, that van seems... Oh, their back tire is over the line. But yeah. I mean, even during the quieter times of the movie, I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, everybody says all this, and you just think...
I saw, I think, 5 people walk out most of the way through. Just like... One of the groups of people that left was a couple, and I only saw them in silhouette.
Ew.
She walked out with her wine glass like this.
Yeah, they were white and middle-aged.
And I don't know, I kind of felt resentment to them. Because, like, oh, you can't stick through a movie that isn't all for you?
I didn't even think that. I was just like, bitch, what are you taking that wine at? Why are you walking? Do you think you're just going to walk out into public with a wine glass? I didn't even think they were leaving because I thought they might have been leaving because they realized, oh, this movie's longer than we thought. We got to get to the... Or something.
Yeah.
They
didn't say anything.
No, they were also the ones that you probably saw because it's blinding. They pulled out their phone and it was just piercing light because they were like shining it back and forth on the menu and it was like blinking into my eye. I'm like,
yeah,
that's the same.
They're
people.
also the ones who kept the person who was taking orders for 10 minutes while she explained stuff.
Yeah. My God, that's the one thing about Cinetopia that bugs me, especially near the beginning of the movies, is the waitresses will stand there and take orders, and I'm like, I can't read subtitles, lady.
Yeah, it definitely felt that way. Like, come on, I was tempted to say, down in front.
Yeah, we're not reviewing the movie, we're talking about Cinetopia.
Yeah.
And that's been every time, I just haven't said anything.
Happened to me. I haven't noticed it much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie itself is definitely good. I enjoyed just kind of everything. Like, no part of it stands out as more awesome than others. There's a lot of spin around cameras, which made me a little dizzy. But not too bad.
I'm still trying to think, like, you mean the Matrix cam?
Like that, but in normal speed.
Oh.
Like in the opening scene where I don't remember what they're doing. Oh, they're playing basketball. And the camera is orbiting the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that is that. I just call that just normal camera stuff. That's just what it does to envelop you into the scene and see it all, but still maintain focus on the action.
Yeah.
That's, I didn't think of it as any specific sort of thing to induce anything, so
yeah.
But then again, I don't think like a cameraman. I don't do like what Silas and what Nick and what all these guys do over in Europe, where they like go outside, I've tried to do it on the vlogs, where I'll like set the camera in the thing, and then I'll close it, and then I'll open up the cupboard and say morning, morning, and then I'll edit it to the point where it's black after the intro, and then it'll open me the cupboard, like, you know, and then I'll close the cupboard on it. Like, it's how, you know, hi, behind the scenes stuff, in case you guys hadn't noticed how I did that. You probably thought that's how I did it. But Silas does that all the time. Like, he'll just walk out of his apartment building, and then he'll go to the left. And then it'll cut to the next scene of him walking down the street, like past the camera in like this angle, because he sets the camera up, backs up, and walks towards, like, he puts in a lot of filmography into and camera play into his vlogs. And I like it, and I keep trying to do it, but I'm just like, I can't trust maybe over in Europe I could trust my cameras sitting out like more than like arm's reach away from me, but even in Beaverton I think someone's gonna snack it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to get home. It's 11:56.
Yeah.
I almost started this up morning, but we got out here just in time. Oh, morning. Okay, the Advil's probably kicked in. Either that or the hour has passed by and I'm no longer getting spasms. Flip a coin on which one happened there. I was playing Star Trek this morning, and then it happened. I hadn't even eaten my yogurt yet, which is fat-free yogurt. And if it was going to happen last night after Cracker Barrel, it would have definitely happened within the movie or in the middle of the night. So it's not diet triggered. I'm like, even Aaron agrees with me on that one. If it was diet triggered, it was going to be after, you know, like pancakes and 4 pads of butter and bacon and what?
Biscuits.
And the biscuits, on the buttermilk biscuits on top of that, plus creamer. Just adding more fat on top of that. But this morning I had like 2 pieces of toast and like half a cup of coffee. My yogurt was still sitting in front of me, like slightly getting warm, because you know how I don't eat ice cream? Sometimes the yogurt on like Saturdays and Sundays has been cold so long it's hard for me to physically put it in my mouth because it's so cold. So I let it warm up a little bit. And sometimes I sit it on top of my coffee, or it's better with the waffles because the waffles come fresh out and I put them right up, and they hold heat better than toast does. Yeah, that's a weird thing I never really thought about until recently, is the heat dissipation of bread. And our bread dissipates heat a hell of a lot faster than my waffles do. Like, I can pull the toast straight out of the toaster, pour a cup of coffee, and the toast is ready to handle and eat almost immediately, whereas the waffles are like scorchingly hot.
I wonder if that's because of the frozen setting, or do you use that?
I use the frozen setting on the waffles, which means they cook longer, but it's still, they stay warmer longer. Yeah. It's not like an hour longer, it's like minutes longer, but it's still, I mean, when you're talking like a 5-minute cool down and you're saying that something cools down in 4 minutes versus something cools down in 2 minutes. Yeah. I'm not really expecting much of anything today. We don't, since they moved Once Upon a Time to Friday, we don't actually have anything. Oh, the Oscars.
We wouldn't have anything to watch anyway.
Yeah. Furious 7 is on Channel 8 tonight.
That's a statement of fact.
What's the Marvel movie? Oh, there is no Marvel movie of the week. Transformers on TBS. Straight Outta Compton on FX. That's where I was going to look for the Marvel movie of the week. The Desolation of Smaug is on Sci-Fi. We have nothing to watch on TV tonight. Maybe we'll find something. Cause I bought some Bean Boozled things at Freddy's because they were like in a big thing and were like 50 cents a package, and I didn't want to get multiple packages. But I'm thinking like Aaron and I do the little Bean Boozled challenge, but taunt you guys in saying it's only going to be available for Patreon supporters, which at this point is currently one person. And he's probably like all lit up like, yay, I get to watch people be tortured by themselves. By the way, there's a link below if you guys are wondering about that one. Perhaps if we get up to maybe like 5 Patreons, we'll just record the dang thing. But yeah, that's it for the morning. This may be a short video. Unless something crazy happens at Freddy's, or I want to yak about something after mod. I don't really have much of anything I want to talk about because I have no intention of watching the Oscar. Like I may get like clips that I see later tonight or tomorrow morning on the way to the platform and talk about them, or anything scandalous that happened, but I'm not going to sit through 3 hours of I'd
like to thank the Academy, my family and friends, and of course, the big man above.
We need to bring back the giant hook. Because it's just sort of like, oh, I'm out of time? Let me thank these more people. I know I'm out of time. Force people off the stage. Bum rush them.
So, a few days ago, everyone who had Bitcoin or Z Classic, those two currencies both got a snapshot taken. Everyone who had any of them got a new currency called Bitcoin Private. And this is what's called a hard fork, but it's a hard fork of two currencies, which I haven't seen before. Since that happened, I've been mining Bitcoin Private because it's something you can mine on a GPU, which means I'm now mining Ethereum or Ether on my computer, on my CPU, and BTCP on my GPU.
So what this did was not forked, but forked? Or is this two things that did a...
So we started with these two unrelated currencies, and they both forked into one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you have a capital W on stilts?
Upside down. An M with spikes on its head.
No, because it would be two currencies that then went off on their own also, yeah, but then forked into themselves.
Right. So
a W on
capital W with a point. No.
I was right.
You were right, yeah. But I don't get it. I don't know how they did it, but they did.
Which makes me more under the idea that this is all just a giant smoke and mirrors game.
It really is.
Because it's like they're making up the rules as they're going almost. And to be fair, you can do that when you're creating something completely new. If you were to, as long as all the rules make sense within the universe, any D&D set, any setting in a game will work.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So anyway, it's not on any exchanges as of last night, so no one knows what it's worth. I got a very not serious offer for what I've now realized is actually more Bitcoin Private than exists in exchange for 2 pizzas.
When he said the 100,000 Bitcoin, whatever that was, I already forgot, for 2 pizzas, I was just like, is this stuff literally worth like one of these Bitcoin private is worth a Bitcoin Satoshi. Like, because 100,000 is still going to put you at like 0.0001 of an actual Bitcoin. And someone, and even at the market price currently, that's like $1.
Yeah.
So you'd be ordering this guy pizza and he's going to give you $1.
I got you $1.
You weren't quick enough. Meanwhile, he's like snacking on pizza the entire time. I need to walk around and work out some of this. I have like this weird like that if I kind of move around my middle area and kind of jostle the organs a little bit, I can like pop the little guy back down in, or I can do something. The worst it feels right now is if you've ever swallowed a pill too big, you know it went all the way down, but it leaves that lingering knot somewhere in your esophagus that you're like, it didn't fully go down, yet you swallow and it doesn't go away, and you swallow and it doesn't go away, and you start getting convinced it's stuck. Even though you eat and you drink and you still have that feeling, that's what I'm feeling.
I get that sometimes with water.
Aaron gets that with water, but I feel that now now I'm on actual painkiller, I'm on Advil right now, but when it actually spikes, it starts feeling like a stuck pill. Then as it increases in pain, it starts feeling like a rock. Then it literally, it's like I can sit there and feel the ridges and the lines and the numbers in the pill. I can tell you what shape it is. Like, either I'm super sensitive on the inside of my body, or this thing is super squeezing and I'm able to tell you that the specific gallstone that is stuck is kind of pentagonal, but not as an equilateral pentagonal, like kind of shaped like a corn pop. I guess you could say that kind of more or less as a diamond shape, where it has the flat top, the two things on the side, and then they kind of come down into the,
yeah.
But not as sharp as a diamond, sort of generally rounded because it is something in nature, and nature loves to round things out. So I've decided I'm gonna get a haircut today. And I'm just perusing. Maybe if there's something that strikes my eye, I can show her. Aaron's not feeling too terribly great today. Not physically. So Advil's not gonna fix it. It's probably the boring day.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Maybe if we both get the BFA stuff and we go through some sub races on WoW, might be spicy enough. Change things up a bit. We'll have to think about that one later. Because I mean, we're going to do BFA, that's what it is, Battle for Azeroth.
B4A?
B4A, yeah. B4A. We're going to do it eventually. Might as well just pre-order it now. You know, that way Aaron can have at least something he can go through and, I don't know.
Do we know if once you unlock a race, an allied race, you can then race change to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, one of the things that it was a shit show, obviously, they were saying is that, so the Zandalari trolls have gotten all these great druid forms, which we don't get those yet. The Zandalari trolls don't come in until the actual expansion as a subrace. They have all these wonderful druid forms. We don't know anything about the dark iron dwarves. What if they have like fiery forms of paladin abilities? Like their consecration looks like a molten thing rather than a, you know, like and rather than the light smite you, it's a by fire be purged.
Could be pretty cool.
You'd be like, I might have to roll just a pure red paladin for that. So we modified it a little bit because during the middle of my cycle of haircut, this part fluffs up a little bit, and it also presses more after I've slept. So we've cut those off a little bit. Okay, we're home. We both bought just the standard version. I had to take care of some stuff because I hadn't logged into my character in like at least 20 days. So I had to take care of some stuff. Aaron's like, you're a mage. It's in Stormwind. I'm like, I know where it's at. I just have to take care of some stuff because he thought I was going from Argus to my order hall to Dalaran to Stormwind. Is that what you were thinking?
I didn't know what you were doing or where you were going.
Yeah, trust me. I can just go to Torad, go to there, take that portal and whatnot. Anyways, so yeah, we'll probably talk a little bit on whatever we're doing after that. Alright, so we got our Battle for Azeroth stuff, and we didn't get the Collector's Edition because we realized that the other game perks were just not worth it. And it's like, the mounts.
We don't buy pets or mounts from the store as is. So why would we spend $10 on a pet and 2 mounts?
Yeah, he doesn't buy mounts from the store. Morning. So, after Aaron and I did both the Void Elves and the Light Forged Draenei, I was like, I don't really want to roll either of these races. I'm super curious in like the Dark Iron Dwarves and the Zandalari Trolls, but I'm just like, the other ones. And then, so Aaron's like, I don't really want to roll these. I'm like, oh, that was kind of my plan, that maybe we'd roll a little of a character, but we don't really want to.
Yeah.
So I went over to Ethan and I wound up on my Druid, and I wound up getting the 2 Horde races, which seemed to be much better storyline than, well, okay, maybe not the Nightborn. Nightborn's a little boring. The Void Elf is actually...
So much shade in it, though.
Oh my god. It's just elves upon elves talking shade about elves.
And we get to see Lorthamar being Lorthamar.
Well, I don't... Actually, I'm actually going to ask you what that means to you.
It means Lorthamar being a blood elf who's not happy about anything.
Okay, because to me, and I know I've done a lot more on Horde side quests than you have, but Lorthamar's been sort of the awkward kingdom amongst the Horde, and they're just not, they don't fully feel like they fit in, but they are rejected by the Alliance, so it's, we have no other place to go. And yeah, Sylvanas is technically a daughter of Silvermoon, but and that was even in there. It was like, even, Illyria, who's a Void Elf, and she's like, oh, well, yes, you can make a pilgrimage to the Sunwell. You are a daughter of Silvermoon. And then she, like, touches the Sunwell, and it goes all voidy, and they're just like, that's it, get out, bye. You are no daughter of Silvermoon. Yeah.
That's what happened, okay.
Well, yeah, and so, like, but every single one of them, in every single one of the stories involved Void somehow. Even the Light Forged Draenei. I'm curious if the Zandalari Trolls and the Dark Iron Dwarves are also going to involve the Void, or if they're actually going to be new-ish experiences, because the Zandalari Trolls are just a race we find, and you might just go through a small little starting experience, and the Dark Irons have technically been there forever.
Yeah.
There could be some sort of weirdly, like, diplomatic mission, or not fully diplomatic, but something a lot more the lines of, like, we need to get closer to Ironforge, and it could be for some reason, I'm speculating now, but yeah, there's a pair of WoW bloggers. I think they're a couple.
I would assume so.
Yeah, and but the guy, Talisian, something I think is his character's name, he was supposing, because we don't know anything about the Dark Iron Dwarves and why the Zandalari Troll and their forms seem so cool. Yeah, that their bear form is not actually a tortoise, it's an Ankylosaurus. The thing with the club tail.
Ah.
Yeah, and it's, he was supposing that it's entirely possible, because we don't know crap about the Dark Iron Dwarves right now, and that they could have, like, fiery forms of all the paladin animations. That their judgment is not a nice silver hand judgment, but like a Sulfuros sort of judgment.
Which would be so frickin' epic.
Oh, I know, like Paladins of Ragnaros, where you've got, like, your consecration is like red and lava-like, that you would get from, similar to the shaman animations.
Yeah.
And all that jazz. I'm like, that would actually be pretty cool. And like your little spinning hammer is a little Sulfuros hammer, the little thing that spins around, and all the various things. I mean, I'm not necessarily sure, but like I said,
it shouldn't be hard to reskin those items to be Sulfuros themed.
All right, so the other thing we did last night was we watched Valerian.
And the City of 1,000 Planets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't thrilled by it.
I wasn't expecting to be thrilled by it. It looked like, even from the baseline, it looked like a very basic storyline.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to be visually entertaining and very simple storyline, like Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
In fact, it didn't have stupid things like bees. I will say this much about Valerian. They kind of seemed like they came in the middle of a relationship, and we were supposed to, like, care about that relationship, but we didn't have any
Yeah, it felt like this was maybe a second or third movie in a series.
Second at least.
Yeah.
Because I could see them doing a, hey, we're put together, and then like 2 years later, now that this pair is snarky with each other, and then like the third movie could be them being a married couple, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't have minded a trilogy like that, even if it was a stupid trilogy. You know, they want to make the budgets for it, but they made, like I said, they made number 2.
Yeah.
And it was like, the storyline itself was really good.
Yeah, decent storyline. Just not super entertaining.
Yeah, but visually very appealing.
Yeah, bye.